Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Plainly Bitcoin. Back with another video educating you guys on crypto. This is the future, and you guys need to pay attention. If you're interested in finance or business, then you should definitely look at crypto. Crypto is about to take over all that. Crypto is about to get integrated in the traditional financial system in a big way. So, I just seen this article. J.P. Morgan. Now J.P. Morgan. So this article is insinuating that J.P. Morgan is bullish. And look, he's bullish now. But I'm here to tell you guys. See, I'm trying to make this plain, easy for you guys, so you guys don't have to go and do the research. I'm trying to save you guys time. That's what this channel is for. Basically, what I'm trying to say is 5 years ago, or maybe 6, 7 years ago, J.P. Morgan, you could go and look. J.P. Morgan was bashing Bitcoin. I mean, bashing. Let me tell you why. And this is facts. We know these banks are corrupt. We know that. All we have to do is go look at what they did in the housing crisis. They was giving out risky loans to enrich themselves because they knew that they was going to get bailed out. So they gave risky loans to people that are not financially literate, and they gave loans to immigrants that doesn't have education like how we have in America. They preyed on people's dreams back then, and so many people got displaced. So J.P. Morgan, 6, 7 years ago, even up to like a year ago until BlackRock got in, was bashing Bitcoin. He's changed his tune. Why? This is nothing new. This tactic, they use all the time. They fight you to bring down the price when they see something valuable like Bitcoin. When it's young, you can manipulate it. He's influenced. He bashes it. The price goes down. He's buying. Indirectly, directly, it don't matter. He don't care. He's in bed with the politicians. He can make his own rules. He tells you Bitcoin is crap. You don't touch it, but he's buying. There's evidence that he's been doing that. I'm just trying to say that to say, like, that's how valuable Bitcoin is, you guys. Like, Bitcoin is that valuable. They're not going to just be doing this for anything. Bitcoin is going to be the next financial system. It starts with Bitcoin, and then there's altcoins, and then there's the old system, and it's going to get integrated in crypto. That's what it is. I'm here to save you time, so you don't have to go and get educated. I'm educating you right here in these 10-minute videos, y'all. And then all you have to do is look at this. Price everything in Bitcoin. This might go over your head, but look at the video a couple times and you'll start to understand. But if you price everything in Bitcoin instead of dollars, things get cheaper. So if you price a house in dollars today, the average price is about 400,000 or whatever. That's what, let's say right now Bitcoin is around 100,000. So that's for Bitcoin. 5 years ago, the average price was probably like 400,000 or whatever. But back then, you needed more Bitcoin because Bitcoin's price was cheaper. So you needed probably like 5 or 6 or 7 Bitcoin. 5 years ago, you needed 5, 6, 7 Bitcoin to buy a $400,000 house. Now you only need 4. So you see how it's going down? It's deflationary. That's what you want in your asset. But if you flip it and looking at dollars terms, it's going up. So if you're holding dollars, like dollars are going down. Like you have to think about it like dollars are going down, asset prices are going up. Dollar is the only thing that's going down. In the short term, it might go up, but in the long term, it's going down. Let's get into this. Let's see what they're talking about. J.P. Morgan sees Bitcoin price reaching about 170,000 within the next 6 to 12 months. Tell me something I don't know. Bitcoin could rise to around 170,000 within the next 6 to 12 months as leverage resets and its relative volatility versus gold improves, according to J.P. Morgan analysis. The analysis, led by managing director Nikolaius I'm not even going to try to say it, said in a Wednesday report that the crypto market has corrected by close to 20% from its recent highs, with the sharpest decline occurring on October 10th amid record liquidation and perpetual futures, the largest in crypto history. It's only the largest because there's a lot of money in it now, and that should be a good thing. Like, I hope they don't think that they're making it seem like that is bad. Because if it was bad, Bitcoin would be under probably 100,000. It's above 100,000. Those liquidations didn't do anything to anybody's faith, any real Bitcoiner. Those liquidations didn't do anything. But this is what you want, because this is how the price goes higher. Like I said in my video yesterday or a couple of days ago, you want the volatility, because it's more, and then when there's more volatility, it gets upside. That's exciting. What's exciting. You don't want your asset just to be ranging, just to not do anything. You want it to go up and down, up and down. It's exciting, but just make sure you pick the one that's gonna go up. All right, let's move on. They said the November 3rd event came as investors' confidence was further shaken by the over 120 million balancer exploit in the decentralized finance sector, which raised fresh concerns over protocol security. That's why you need to just be safe and buy Bitcoin, big caps, balancer, low on the list. You ain't never gonna hear nothing about this with XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Just keep it safe. Treat it like a savings account, y'all. Come on, man. Let's get this money together, dog. Despite the back-to-back sell-offs, the analyst said the deleveraging phase in perpetual futures now appears largely over. The ratio of open interest in Bitcoin perpetual futures to market capitalization has fallen from above average levels back to its historical normal within weeks, they noted, adding that similar patterns are visible in Ethereum markets, though the deleveraging there has been less pronounced. In CME futures, the opposite is true. There have been more liquidations in Ethereum than Bitcoin futures, the analysts wrote. They added that while there have been some redemptions in exchange traded funds in recent weeks, these were modest compared within the inflows during the weeks ending October 3rd and October 10th. Overall, we believe that perpetual futures are the most important instrument to watch in the current juncture. And the message from the recent stabilization is that deleveraging in perpetual futures is likely behind us, the analyst said. So they're basically saying that the liquidations, once you people are day trading, see these day traders, these levels, these leverage, when they play with leverage, they play with other people's money. They're basically borrowing money to make money. And then once one way, it doesn't matter if they're betting it on the up or down. If they're betting on it going down and it builds up too much, and it builds up, and then everybody just thinks that it's going this way, the opposite will take effect, and then everybody will get liquidated. It has to build up. You don't know when it's gonna pop, and then because it's just like, and then the earlier you get in, the better. But then once it starts piling on, and then that, the market makers, they're called market makers, and they'd be like, okay, there's a lot of, once it gets to billions, billions, they'll be like, okay, y'all, and then they'll just switch it, and boom, it's like whoever, and then if you don't react fast enough, if you don't know, if you try to stay in too long, that's why if you're too greedy, you gonna lose. You can't be greedy. That's why if you just buy and hold, my philosophy, this is not financial advice, but this is the only thing I do. I buy and hold, and I'm so happy with my decision. I don't have no stress. I don't have no worries about going to sleep. I go to sleep like a baby at night, knowing that I have Bitcoin and I have it for the long term, and I don't have to worry about the prices going up or down, because I know in the long term, I've done my research. I know in the long term that it's going up. I've done my research. I've done the hours. All right. On the positive side, the J.P. Morgan analyst noted that the recent rise in gold volatility has made Bitcoin more attractive to investors on a risk-adjusted basis. The Bitcoin to gold volatility ratio has drifted further below 2.0, implying that Bitcoin currently consumes about 1.8 times more risk capital than gold. Based on this relationship, the analysts estimated that Bitcoin's current market capitalization of around 2.1 trillion would need to rise by nearly 67%, implying a theoretically Bitcoin price of close to 170,000. To match the approximately 6.2 trillion of total private sector investment in gold through ETFs and physical holding. It's possible. You guys have to understand how much money is out in the system. And what it is right now, there's a lot of money that's hasn't been allocated yet, because they're waiting on. Right now we're in the business cycle, the investing cycle, whatever you want to call it. We're in QT. QT is quantitative tightening. They're shrinking the Fed balance sheet. They've been doing that, but now it's loosening. And December 1st is really supposed to. Now it's going to be QE, quantitative easing, which means they're going to add a lot of money to the balance sheet. And when they do that, that's an indication that all the money is going to start. It's time to invest. It's party time. Everybody's going to be just throwing money everywhere. Everything's about to go up, and then it's going to be like that. Everybody's predicting it's going to be like that for like a year and a half. It's going to be like that, and then it's going to come down. And everyone is different. Every asset price, every asset is different. But Bitcoin is not correlated to the stock market. It's really not correlated to the old system. It does its own thing. And that's what you want in times like this, because stocks are overvalued. These stocks are overvalued because people know that the dollar ain't nothing. So they put money in these stocks and then just leave it there. Like, I want to say more, but I'm just going to get done. The video is getting long. Bitcoin is currently trading over 103,000, up about 0.2 in the past 24 hours, according to the Block's Bitcoin price page. Last month, in a similar analysis, J.P. Morgan's analyst said Bitcoin appeared significantly undervalued relative to gold, implying potential upside towards 165,000 by year end. In August, they made a comparable projection, estimating Bitcoin could reach around 126,000 by year end. Bitcoin later hit an all-time high over 126,000 on October 6th, before the record liquidation event on October 10th. You see, you guys, what you guys have to understand is that the dollar is not what it used to be. It's not. That's why I'm making this, because too many people just don't know this, and if they do, they need to get some reassurance. Hit that like button, share this video. Please follow me. I'm on my mission. I want to be financially free. I want to travel the world. I want to start a family. I want to be self-employed. Thank you guys for listening. Support me. It's free. Give it a like. Leave a comment. Tell me how much you love the content. Love my knowledge of educate. No, I'm just playing. All right, man. I'm going to get out of here, man. Thank you for listening. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.